We're going to try Brood first phase opening.
Under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You can't ask a player like that to join you. You know, to control the game the way he likes to do.
attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Roshan has fallen. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom barracks are under Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant's bottom
usually, like, you know, we can make 2-3 good plays, but then we do 2-3 mistakes, and good team always will use it against you. Let's say like Secret or Liquid, they will always try to come back. I mean, every team plays till the end, so
if they can do the same to Brame here in this best of 3. And we actually do have the draft already coming to your screens in any second now. And I'm curious to hear from you guys what we think needs to be picked, because we've seen a lot of Alliance already. Because, I mean, every series they've had so far, Brian, has gone the full 3 games. So there is a lot of data on them. But is there enough on how to beat them?
I don't know. They have a profile. Everyone knows, like, they're gonna pick like 3 survivable, beefy dudes, and then just eventually run at you. Nico Baby has his signatures. They all have their signatures, but yet I think you just can't ban enough of these signatures. And the biggest thing about this, in comparison to what I see with a team like Brame, who also has like the Wish TA and the Wish Puck, is that these signatures, they've learned to like mesh them together in a game plan. It's like, okay, if we open with these 2 heroes, we're gonna have these 4 options for Nico Baby in this specific draft opener. So I want to see more refinement from Brame. It's not a specific hero I have in mind. It's more so that the heroes they love to play mesh together more beautifully.
Yeah, I think there are a couple heroes that stand out in my mind that I would 100% ban. First of all, Centaur.
Yep.
I don't think you should be giving that to almost any team right now. It feels like crazy strong, but especially S4. I think the Alliance utilizes Braun the best of any of these teams. They've done so in the past, and this patch, at least starting off, is very Braun heavy. So it makes sense that like Alliance is off to like a really good start. Don't give them Centaur. In game 3, don't give them Dragonite. Please, I just don't want to see that again. Like, I don't care if you feel stupid. Like, why are we banning a Dragonite first phase? I think Limp, for me, is like a huge MVP for Alliance this season, because of the fact they're able to draft Dragonite every single clutch game 3 in the first 1-2. They're able to draft Tiny right away, and potentially Limp's playing it because he's the best Tiny in the world. You know, like, the fact you can 1-2 his heroes, it is such a huge advantage. Like, he goes off every single time on the heroes too. Part of that is the mid lane though, right? Mid lane became more forgiving in that regard.
Yeah, you're just, if you know a hero's ins and outs, you can play almost any hero in almost any matchup right now because of the nature of the bottle and runes. We talk about it being more forgiving, but if one guy, we saw it last series with Thompson and 9, whoever outplays the other guy at 5-6 minutes into the game, it's like individual flair on whatever hero you're playing. And that just, it more comes down to how good you are at the hero rather than the specific matchup, because all of them have been very volatile. But up for the first 5 minutes, everyone's always got like top 2 CS are almost always the mid laners. Sometimes it's the guy that's buying a Vanguard, but you know that so far Centaur, the prime Vanguard builder, he's out of the pool. Timbersaw, I hate that hero. We never get to see it anymore. Stop 10th picking into my pubs, European. It's really annoying, and that's all I got there.
I am very interested in seeing how this puck will play out, because it's been banned so often. It's one of the highest contested heroes in Europe, but mostly it's been banned first phase still, even though we're one of the only few regions left that actually have that hero in such high contention rates. Alliance, for example, they've played 12 games with Dota 2, but none of those games were including puck. So I'm very curious to see how they can utilize this one, because the flex potential of that hero kind of went away. So it should be mid now, right?
It's just 2 level dependent. All the abilities got like cooldown, damage, nerfs over the course of the last like 5 sub patches. So yeah, it's weird, but when a hero is completely broken, you can run it in support because usually the abilities are strong enough in and of itself. But it's like always potentially a 5. Like, it's either a 5 or a 2. But if you're gonna pick it up this early, unless they hard counter it, I think you're leaving it as a 2.
You know, I would love to see one of these times Alliance draft Elder Titan, because like Brame pick it up right here, right? Most likely it's Skylark's hero because they've shown that before. They look really good on it. It started getting me thinking, like, why isn't Alliance playing that 3-position Elder Titan? Because I feel like it fits the entire playstyle that they have around S4 a lot. Set him up for success on laning phase, and then once he's the strongest hero at like 15 minutes, like play around him a lot. And that's what the Centaur does very well. So I'd love to be able to see in some time in this series, Alliance actually try and take that for themselves instead of just giving it to FNG every time.
And Brame will first phase pick it whenever they have the chance, because we saw Skylark crush with it, but also it's a hero that they play on position 5, so the flexibility potential is still there as well. They don't really give too much away. In terms of the bans, we got the Tiny and the Ember ban coming out from Alliance. We got a lot of cores banned also on the side of Brame with the Troll and the Jugger, of course the Oracle save as well. I'm curious if we can read anything specific from those bans. Is there anything, or are these fairly generic bans?
Oracle deals with the ET spirit in lane, so it's one of the few supports that just kind of wrecks you. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for Enchantress here on Alliance. If they don't want to reveal their support duo already, leave the flex up to the puck, they might stop that. But the Dispel in lane really screws over ET, and if it's a support, you can follow him no matter what role he is. 5-3, he's equally reliant on that spirit buff. But then the Magic Immune carries. Like, ET Aura doesn't go through BKB, so you get rid of the Jug. And then Troll's one of the few carries that any hero that deals damage with right-click, Slardar, ET as an offlaner, they just can't wane against Troll. So they go for the Jakiro. Oh, that's a way to deal with a right-clicker. We haven't seen enough of this hero. A lot of people in the back were talking about, man, this hero feels good. They give him like 6 base agility, so suddenly his auto attack.
Fog's excited.
Fog's pumped, man. He's like, suddenly you get like a much better animation from your attack in lane. You have that 1 extra base armor. This kind of stuff matters a lot in the laning phase. And Jakiro, really good follow-up. Right now, you got a lot of stuff to follow up to already.
Yeah, I wonder if so you said Magic Immune carries, and it made me wonder if how viable Lifestealer is with what Alliance has so far. Just because they have a carrier, they've got lockdown, they're going to take the Dragonite away from Alliance.
Shoes on the other foot this time round.
What I like about Brain's Opener is that it deals with Brawn really well, right? ET makes heroes naturally squishy, and then Dark Willow is one of those heroes that, like, say, take Timbersaw as example, right? One of those problematic offlaners where you're just like, we just don't have the damage to deal with this guy. Dark Willow is always one of the better answers against him because she just poops out damage everywhere. You know, she has so much damage potential that even the tankiest heroes are susceptible to being bursted.
I hate Willow.
I love Willow.
It's like top 3 supports in terms of most annoying to play against.
Great shard.
That shard is... I used to just buy Manta, and then you're like, okay, Willow's not nearly as bad now. And then you just Manta yourself into a Bramble. Like, God.
Great support. Suggested to all your pubs, especially if you're facing Brian.
Yeah, it's an European special. I see it a bit in NA. There's like 2 or 3 Willow specialists, but there's like 9 or 10 of them here, and they all just... Whenever it's a Willow patch, it's like Willow every game. Dota
is a game of tilt. You always got to try to tilt your opponent. And as you guys can hear, tilting Brian is very easy. Just pick Willow.
You think I want to have to like micro myself in a zigzag to walk away in lane? It's so... I've actually gotten better at it, so thanks for picking Willow all the time, guys. But, you know, don't listen to Shiver. Don't pick Willow. As it is a good hero, though. I do think it's a good patch for the hero.
Well, we need a core for Alliance at this point because the Tusk and the Jakiro cannot really be played anywhere else other than the 4 and 5, or at least not unless they want to try to go for a complete 180.
Yeah, the issue with revealing your support duo like this is you are saying it's a core puck, and at least most likely, unless the Jakiro score something we don't know, that you kind of have to reveal an offlane or a carry now, and you don't see the matchup. So the best thing you can do is pick a hero that synergizes with what you already got.
And Jakiro Void.
Yep, that's exactly what they got to do. Go to a Nico Baby special. There's no like ultra hard counters to Void in the game. There's like heroes that make his life a little bit more annoying. But that's kind of it. He's a right clicker that goes magic damage items, so he's not as bad against DK.
Nico Baby hasn't lost a Void game yet this season. He's doing pretty well.
I feel like Brame might, like, if they just tank up a bit here, right? I feel like this could be a bit problematic for Alliance.
You feel like
you
they'll
have
live
this, like,
through
magic immune
Chrono.
ET that's like pretty tanky. That's hard to be able to put magic damage onto. DK, natural BKB buyer, but also beefy boy. Wraith King's a great anti-burst sort of hero to be able to survive through this Chronosphere. I think Alliance are going to need an answer to this, and I think it relies on S4 to have like a Necrophos type hero almost.
Yeah.
Where you need something to actually finish off some of these big boys.
He's played a lot of Necro this season, or quite a few games anyway.
I'm gonna get a little hype right now. I don't get hype very often. I just want to
okay.
say right now that 2 days or 3 days ago, whatever it was like Saturday, Brame put together 2 of the worst drafts I've ever freaking seen. And this is a nice looking draft from Brame. I like all these heroes. They got playmaking potential.